A woman facing charges after going over her allowed time during a school meeting. We have the details next.
And what family members of Camp Mystic girls who died in the Hill Country floods are pushing for at the Texas Senate today.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Hope you're having a nice week so far, and congrats to those of you who got some rain yesterday.
Yeah, definitely. We got a lot to get to, but like we mentioned, it was loud yesterday.
It was, but it felt good
outside.
later on in the evening.
It really did. We got some of those outflow boundaries coming through, and there was some good rain in spots in places that truly needed it out west. So that was good to see. There will be more opportunities the next couple of days. Let me get you the forecast for today. If you're heading out the door right now, I think the main takeaway today is to know that there won't be as much on the radar this afternoon, and the time frame is set back a little bit. So yesterday where we got development around 2 or 3, I think today it's going to be more 4 to 9 p.m. if we're going to get anything at all. Again, I think it'll be a little more sparse on the radar today. Still could affect the evening commute, still could affect some after school activities. But I think the odds of that are a little lower than yesterday. And because we'll get a later start with the rain and there will be less of it, high temperatures today will be a little hotter. 99. Heat index will be 100 plus for sure. Tomorrow, different story yet again, and here's why. We've got a frontal boundary up here across parts of Arkansas and Oklahoma. It actually dips south into Texas. Now, it does not move through, but it will be a focus for some showers and storms tomorrow as it gets a little closer to us, and I think that will help our rain chances on Thursday. So 30% today, 60% tomorrow, 40% Friday. So there are still some chances ahead for you to fill up your rain gauge before it all goes away this weekend. We'll get you that Futurecast coming up, but we go over to RJ now to get you out the door this morning. What's the latest?
All right, Justin, thank you very much. And for the most part, we're accident-free across the city. Did see something pop up over by the Crossroads 410 I-10 area, but we'll show you the city map here in just a second. But really the biggest thing we're following at the moment is if you were as confused about this as I am, it is confusing. But basically 35 into downtown, this is going to be our northbound traffic headed into downtown, basically from 90 and 10. We now have the lower levels open on 35 northbound, but the upper levels are now seeing some delays here. So it's kind of a switch that they did in the past 24 hours. So you're seeing some of the backup here. You see that TransGuide sign right there. That's basically going to kind of tell you a little bit of the closures that we're seeing, basically all the way from South Laredo to I-10 at the Y. So this is a pretty significant closure for all of our folks in the downtown area. And again, we're going to break this down as we make our way through the 6 o'clock hour. Just be aware that that is now the case in the downtown area. This one shot here, 1604 Huebner Road. Traffic is moving along after some overnight closures, some pretty big closures, especially along Blanco and 1604. But let's go to Alex Gomez right now to see how things are looking on the ground. Alex, what can you tell us?
RJ, good morning and happy hump day. And you're right, it was a bit confusing downtown traffic. I was there last hour and I saw how confusing it was. So just know that a lot of those right lanes now are going to be blocked, and the exit to Laredo, that's the one on the upper level. Well, that's close too. If you want to get to Laredo Street, you have to go to Alamo, make the turnaround. But the big one, like you mentioned, the exit to go I-10 West, that's the big one that's going to be closed as well. If you want to go I-10 West, now you have to exit San Pedro, and again, make that turnaround. So I have a feeling it's going to be really slow going up I-35 northbound later this morning because everyone's going to be a little bit confused, RJ.
Definitely, but you cleared it up, and we can continue to update our folks as we make our way through your Wednesday morning. Thank you very much, Alex. Patty, now to you.
All right, new this morning, tense moments during the Edgewood ISD school board meeting last night. It ended with this woman right here in handcuffs being put into the back of a patrol car. She's also a parent, by the way.
Hey, don't be aggressive with her.
For speaking at a board meeting because they didn't like what I had to say in Spanish and English.
That is Maribel Gardea. She was speaking during a public comment section when the board member cut her microphone off after the allotted 4 minutes were up. According to video from the board meeting, she was expressing her concerns about bullying in the schools, security, and lack of communication with the board leaders. She started her remarks in Spanish, then asked for more time to read them in English. When she kept going past her 4 minutes, her microphone was cut off, and as you can see there, officers were escorting her out. This morning, we received arrest records that show Gardea is facing charges of criminal trespass, disrupting a meeting, and resisting arrest. And now, in a statement to KSAT, Edgewood ISD Superintendent Dr. Eduardo Hernandez said in part, the individual's actions were not in alignment with the EISD Board Operations Procedure and Code of Ethics, necessitating their removal. We ask all participants to adhere to the established procedures and decorum that guide our board meeting. Now, ironically, that is one of the examples that Gardea and other parents were complaining about during that meeting. They feel censored and unheard by the Edgewood ISD board leaders. I will be staying on top of this story this morning and will bring you the latest in the live report on GMSA at 9. You can also find more information on this story on KSAT.com.
All right, Patty, thank you. Later today, families of the girls who died in the Hill Country floods at Camp Mystic will testify before the Texas Senate. They will share their loss and push lawmakers to pass stronger safety rules for youth camps, saying that current protections were not enough to save their children. Lawmakers are considering measures to improve transparency, oversight, and emergency plans for Texas camps. KSAT's own Zaria Oates will be at that meeting, and we will bring you the latest throughout the day.
You're going through feelings right now that none of us in here probably understand. I need for you to be open and communicate that with your therapist.
A teenager accused of accidentally shooting and killing his younger brother last month has been released to his grandmother. On July 25th, the 13-year-old was with his brother, 8-year-old Daniel Casares, when a gun went off and killed him. Now, the teen is charged with manslaughter. As a part of those conditions of his release, the judge says that he will be required to attend counseling sessions, can't have any contact with guns, ammunition, or anyone who was inside the home on the day of the shooting besides siblings.
Not guilty.
Well, it's a position that he has been in before. Inside a Bexar County courtroom, R.C. Curtis once again stood before a jury, pleading not guilty to the murder of 75-year-old Paula Boyd, who was killed inside her apartment a decade ago. Curtis's retrial began yesterday, where jurors heard opening statements and saw disturbing crime scene photos. The state is expected to call more than a dozen witnesses. If found guilty, Curtis would automatically be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. We are live streaming this trial on all of our digital platforms. Testimony is expected to begin at around 9 o'clock this morning. In the moments before his death, he was acting with his heart. That is what the wife of a New Braunfels man said about her husband, who died while trying to break up a fight over the weekend outside a party. 52-year-old Mario Saldana was killed last weekend. He was stabbed leaving the El Flaco Event Center off I-35 in New Braunfels. New Braunfels police arrested 55-year-old David Saldana and charged him with murder. His family says that they are fundraising to hold a funeral for Mario.
He deserves a proper burial. We didn't have insurance, medical insurance, nor life insurance.
Now, one of the ways his family is raising money is through a plate sale happening in Seguin on Friday. We have more information on that at KSAT.com.
This morning, San Antonio debating how many police officers it needs. Now, the current budget includes just under 2,900 officers, with 118 new ones this year. Many new hires filling vacant park, police, and substation roles, where the focus is on how many officers are patrolling and responding to 911 calls or doing proactive work like traffic enforcement. The city wants to add 360 patrol officers over 5 years, but the budget cuts mean only 25 may be added next year. Some council members want to increase that to 65, but not everyone agrees the more officers are the answer.
That was a commitment that we made to residents to have those 65 police officers. Residents don't care about our elections and who said it when. They care about the commitment that was made to them.
And so what are better returns on investment? It's integrated approaches, right, that include addressing root causes of crime, and it's a much better investment. So, for instance, lighting.
Adding 65 officers instead of 25 would cost an extra $8 million over 2 years. The city will need to find that money somewhere, but it is not clear where yet.
All right, 6:08 now. The city of San Antonio is facing a big budget shortfall if things do not change. Revenue from property taxes, sales, Airports, hotels, and development is growing slower than expected, and that could leave the city about $10 million short this year and a deficit of nearly $31 million next year. Well, city leaders are reviewing programs to close the gap, and they would like to hear from you. So from August 18th to the 27th, the city is holding budget town halls where you can learn about the proposed plan and ask questions. Tonight, there's a town hall for District 9 at the Walker Ranch Senior Center on West Rhapsody Drive starting at 6:30. The city will vote on the budget September 18th.
All right, guys, let's get to the very latest with Project Marvel. We are now a day away from a big city council vote on the future of the Spurs Arena downtown. The council is expected to vote on a term sheet for the city's part of funding for that arena at the old ITC site. That is going to be $489 million. So I spoke with the Spurs executive at the center of the negotiations for SSNE. That would be Bobby Perez. He said that money there that for the city is capped at that amount again for the city. That means that price will not go higher and not be funded by San Antonio residents.
Is visitor funds from the state of Texas that can't be used for streets, roads, sidewalks, police, or fire. It can only be used for venues like the arena we're proposing.
There has been a little bit of time to kind of evaluate this from all sides, basically.
Yes, of course. I would add just so much so that, our studies, our experts, our position, we're willing to make that over $2 billion investment into this project.
Well, Perez told me that the term sheet also has a 30-year non-relocation agreement attached to it. The city council vote is tomorrow, and then the public vote for Bexar County is set for November 4th. Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones is still asking for a pause on that council vote tomorrow, though. She was on our 6 p.m. news last night, and you can watch that interview with Steve and Myra on KSAT.com.
All right, outside with live cam, it is 6:10, 74. Feels pretty good. Sun will be up here in about an hour or so. This is the Futurecast for tomorrow. We're going to show you when and where we might see our best chance of rain here in San Antonio coming up.
6:10 now. We've been telling you about Hunt ISD starting today, while the counselor says that mental health is one of their priorities this year. 6:14 now. We've been telling you about Hunt ISD starting today and why the counselors say that mental health is one of their top priorities this year.
Hey there, we're getting ready for the first day of school here with the Soaring Eagles at Hunt ISD. We are here with the school counselor, Ms. Wallace. Not only is she the school counselor here at this school district, but also the HEB elementary school counselor. Yes. Get that right. That was chosen this year. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, so tell me a little bit about how the back to school preparations have gone for you guys this year.
Well, it's a little different, obviously, this year. We have been working with Region 20 to provide staff and students and families with resources, including post-flood trauma grief support. We also had our staff were provided opportunities to visit with counselors during in-service to help them to get ready not only for their own personal well-being, but also to be able to provide support for students in the classroom.
And Ms. Wallace, talk to me about how moving forward in the school year, there's little things that you guys will be paying attention to, and you want the families at home to also pay attention to that.
Yes, so we do have counselors from Region 20 here on campus for the first week of school. They'll be helping and working with students as needed and with staff to be able to provide support. And then we have the Children's Bereavement Center of South Texas is going to be hosting small group grief workshops for students whose parents want them to attend in that process.
How important is it to see those smiling faces today as they start making their way into the classrooms with those welcoming teachers?
Yes, it is so powerful. And I know the staff is so excited to be starting. And I know the kids are too, because it's their normal. And for them to be able to get back into a routine and normal, they're going to feel safe and secure and know that they are surrounded by people that they love.
Well, I hope you have a wonderful school year. And of course, if you ever need anything, the community has been so wonderful in providing those extra resources for you.
Sure.
All right. Well, thank you so much for checking in with us. And that's the story that we have for you guys from here in Hunt. We'll send it back to you.
Thank you.
Definitely an important service to have in any school, but that one specifically.
Absolutely, and we're wishing them all the best. Hope they have a fantastic school year there in Hunt. All right, time to take a look at the roads outside as things start to pick up on this Wednesday, and of course, RJ is all over it.
Yes, that is right. And pickup is definitely a good way to describe exactly what's going on here. First of all, 35, this is going to be our northbound traffic headed into the downtown area. You could see that we got some of these folks that are making their way now on the upper level of 35 as we continue to monitor that one particular change in construction. But let's get you updated on another situation right now. This is going to be I-10, our westbound traffic over by 410 on the east side of town. So I'm just going to confirm later on with TransGuide that this is actually on the east side and not the I-10, 410 over by Crossroads. So again, this is over by Sam Houston High School. Good morning to all our folks that are making their way to the east side and over by Sam Houston as we get some of those kids and some of those middle school kids and elementary school kids to class today. This just popped up on our TxDOT website. This is going to be 410 right here at San Pedro Avenue. It looks like traffic for the most part is moving along, but we'll continue to monitor that situation and give you more updates as we get them. Let's go to Alex Gomez right now for a check of things in Drive Cam on this hump day. What's up, Alex?
Yeah, good morning, RJ, and happy Wednesday. I just drove through the east side right now on 35 northbound. I just went through BAMC, had no issues right there, so I'm going to head more northeast. I want to see if there's any construction delays happening on the far northeast side right now, RJ.
All right, thank you very much for that, Alex. And obviously we got some rain. No rain on the roads right now, but good mix of rain yesterday across the city, Justin.
Yeah, not only here in San Antonio, RJ, but across a large portion of our viewing area, especially out to the west. I want to show you a picture here from Elena. She sent this in from Bandera, and they got some small hail there. We got a little bit of that around the medical center, Timberwood Park out in Bandera, and a few spots out west. Nothing large, nothing really severe, but just that small hail, some gusty winds, and some heavy rain with some of those stronger downpours yesterday. Let me show you some of the totals. Medical center picked up close to an inch. Now, the airport officially did not report any rain. It was kind of the western half of the city. Timberwood Park was one of the big winners yesterday, 1.82 inches there. Bandera picked up about 0.67. Kerrville picked up a quarter of an inch. Utopia 1.24. So there were some good numbers in isolated spots, which is kind of what we anticipated. With some of the downpours again today, you could pick up a quick ½ inch to an inch, but it will be more isolated this afternoon, I think. And I did want to put in the drought monitor over top of this, and you can see areas that desperately do need the rain, like Medina County did get some yesterday, so that is good to see. Let's go outside for you. We've got actually pretty comfortable conditions this morning. 74 degrees at the airport, 73 in New Braunfels. We're down into the 60s in Boerne. It's been a while since we could say that. 78 right now at Stinson. Our forecast for today, 76 today at 8 o'clock. By noontime, 92, partly cloudy. And I think rain chances today will kind of hold off until later in the afternoon. So we don't really add them into the forecast until 3 p.m. And at that point, we're already near 100, 99. That's going to be our forecast high. And then you got a 30% chance of rain through about 6, 7 o'clock. Let me show it to you here on the Futurecast. And this model wants to wait until 4 o'clock for some of these downpours to pop. And then maybe 5, 6 o'clock, some of these isolated downpours will be around. It could affect the evening commute, but like I said, with less coverage today, maybe the impacts aren't as great on our Wednesday. But as we get into Thursday, things change again because we get this frontal boundary that we've been talking about. That sinks south into the area. We got some good upper level support and, oh, by the way, some good moisture. So I think that rain chances tomorrow really do increase. This is around 2 o'clock, 4 p.m., good coverage. Around San Antonio, more development potentially 6, 7, 8 o'clock. So there will be some opportunities tomorrow to put some more rain in the old rain gauge. Threats, 1 to 2 inches in spots with some of these heavier downpours, as we said, maybe some minor street flooding. We did see that yesterday, and some brief, strong, gusty winds with these heavier storms. And we can't run a little bit of small hail at times. 95 degrees tomorrow, 60% chance of rain, 40% chance Friday. Drier by the weekend, with temperatures returning to near 100 by Monday. Our Just Ask Justin question this morning has to do with this day in history. It was on this day in 1886 that what Texas port city was wiped out due to a major hurricane? Was it Gulf City, Victoria, Prairie Bend, or Indianola? Indianola has 70% of the vote. You can go to ksat.com/polls, scan the QR code. The answer is coming your way in 30 minutes.
Very good, sir.
Yeah, here we go. 6:21, guys. 74 degrees outside. Still a lot more ahead.
Indeed. We'll be back with more GMSA, so don't go away.
In this morning's GMA First Look, an incredible story of survival.
I knew right away that it was a really bad situation to be in.
38-year-old Wisconsin native Alec Loon lucky to be alive after suffering 6 harrowing days, seriously injured on a remote mountain in Norway.
Just sliding down this kind of really steep slope.
Loon came to a halt by slamming into a rock, breaking his left femur, fracturing his pelvis and a couple of spinal vertebrae. And this morning, he's telling his story to GMA.
What was the low point of your ordeal?
When the weather was so bad, I knew that I'd already been reported missing, but no one had come for me, that it didn't seem like anybody would be able to make it up there for me.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more of our exclusive interview and the dramatic moment when he was finally rescued. With your GMA First Look, I'm Will Reeve, ABC News, New York.
6:25 right now, 74 degrees outside.
Cell phone bans are in effect here in Texas. Our Devin Karp is up next, speaking with educators and counselors about the impact of the ban on students.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And happy hump day. We're right now smack dab in the middle of the week, and right now it is 6:30 on your clock. So if you're in the bed, might be late for something.
Uh-oh, goodness.
Especially all kiddos. Y'all know that clock.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't want to hear that right now.
Well, they can look at their phones to see the time, and then they have to put them away in just a little bit. I'm kind of fired up to see Devin's story in a little bit, because at my house, it's a hot topic about phones in schools. So.
Oh, definitely. Well, another hot topic, literally, is the weather forecast.
Very nicely done. Yes, it's going to be hot today. And we may still see some more rain on the radar. Let me get you the bus stop forecast, speaking of school. If you're heading out to the bus right now, temperatures are in the mid-70s. Not so bad. We'll be in the maybe low 70s before it's all said and done. But this afternoon, it will be bad. 99, the forecast high. There is a 20% chance for downpour around 3 o'clock. That increases to a 30% chance thereafter. But I don't think we're going to see as much on the radar today as we did yesterday. As we look outside, starting to see a hint of light on the horizon. Sun will be up here in about 30 minutes or so. 74 degrees at the airport, 73 New Braunfels, 77 in Converse, 68 Bernie. So again, temperatures not so bad at the moment. Pretty good for the morning run if that's on your agenda. Meantime, out in the tropics, we've got Aaron. We've got another wave that's showing some promise. But it is one behind that has piqued my attention, because this is going to travel a little bit further south. So what does that mean? As we get down the line, could this move into the Caribbean? That is going to be the big question. We'll investigate coming up in just a couple minutes, but we get it over to RJ now as he takes a look at what's going on in the traffic.
All right, thank you very much, Justin. And unfortunately, we do have a bit of a backup right here on the east side of town. So this is going to be our I-10, actually the westbound traffic headed towards 410 North, again on the east side. And we're going to show you a map, because basically we're talking about the Sam Houston High School area. And again, good morning to all of our folks out here on the east side and all of the folks headed out to that campus later on. So again, this is going to be our backup, I-10 West headed to 410. You see that we do have some emergency vehicles out there kind of handling this incident for all of our drivers in that side of town. 410 over by San Pedro. Earlier we had reports of a stalled vehicle along 410, but it looks like for the most part traffic is moving along here for all our folks that might be headed out to the San Antonio International Airport anytime soon. And real quick update, just want to show you some of the backup that we're seeing downtown, as we are starting to see a major buildup here for all of our drivers coming northbound 35. The lower levels have reopened, but now we have some construction going on the upper levels. Basically this one stretch from South Laredo all the way up to I-10 right there at the Y. So let's go to Alex Gomez right now for a check of things in DriveCam and see how things look on the ground. What's up, Alex?
Yeah, good morning, RJ. Well, it looks like I found another slowdown over here on the northeast side. This is going to be I-35 northbound near Randolph Boulevard, and it started right there at the interchange, 410 I-35. So I've been in this for about 15 minutes now, so just keep that in mind. And I'm also keeping an eye on the southbound lanes, but they seem to be doing all right. I-35 south seems to be pretty smooth. It's just those northbound lanes that are slow, RJ.
Okay, thank you very much, Alex. And things are certainly starting to build up, so be safe on the roads. Guys, back to you.
All right, sir, thank you. 6:32 now, new this morning. Some tense moments during the Edgewood ISD school board meeting last night, ending, as you see there, with a woman in handcuffs.
This video coming in from one of our viewers, Maribel Gardena, was speaking during her public comments when board members cut off her microphone after 4 minutes. Well, according to the video from the board meeting, she was expressing her concerns about bullying, security, and lack of communication. She started her remarks in Spanish and then had asked for more time to read them in English. But when she kept going past her allotted time, her microphone cut off, and you can see the officers escorting her out. This morning, we received that arrest record that Gardena is now facing some charges, and that includes criminal trespass, disrupting a meeting, and resisting arrest. And a statement to KSAT, Edgewood ISD Superintendent Dr. Eduardo Hernandez said, in part, the individual's actions were not in alignment with the EISD board operations procedures and code of ethics, necessitating their removal. We asked all participants to adhere to the established procedures and decorum that guide our board meetings. Again, this is a story that we're going to be following throughout the day, and you can look for the latest on air and online at ksat.com.
Hi, students going back to school this year might notice something different in their classrooms. Of course, no phones are allowed.
Yeah, parents and students have been adjusting to these new rules on campus, but what does it mean for their education? Our Devin Carr has been breaking this story down with what the community is saying and what some professionals think it could do for students' social skills. Good morning, Devin.
Hey, good morning, guys. It's a personal device digital detox. While phones have always been frowned upon in class, this new policy coming from Texas law means you can't bring your devices into class unless you have a medical reason. Some teachers I've spoken with think it could help learning, while mental health professionals think it could do something more than just keep students' attention.
It's a simple question, but one that has parents and kids divided. Do you need your phone in school?
I think so, yes, definitely.
I don't think it's really necessary.
Oh, I'm kind of iffy about that.
There's a lot of stuff out there, so we wanted to kind of keep them focused.
Texas's ban on personal communication devices in schools took effect in June. And for some parents, it's brought up concerns around safety.
I would want them to have it either on silent or somewhere accessible where they can just right away, because God forbid a lot of stuff that's going on, you never know.
Others see it as a chance to build real-world skills.
Just the responsibility, them understanding that, if they don't have the right uniform or if they didn't bring their lunch, they're going to have to figure that out, right? And those are life lessons that they're going to need to carry on.
I think the thing that probably is even more alarming is the rise of kids that maybe don't feel like they're connected with their peers in school.
Neurologist Dr. Seth Van Zandt and inpatient program director Rick Edwards both say they've seen the effects of too much screen time and what it does to a young brain.
Connections that are formed, the brain pathways are formed during those critical times, especially the younger years between 2 and 6 and 2 and 8 can be affected during that time.
They think lowering that screen time and finding a balance with your phone is key. And using time in school to make friends and try new things can be huge later in life.
We can start on some of these kind of skills, the better, because they do build off of each other.
Important role in getting kids to think about outside of just what's on their screen and what's in their community.
All right, so if you've noticed, some schools have different rules than others. The Texas law was actually designed to let different districts choose what's best for them. Like, let's show you here in SAISD, Northside ISD, you can't use your phones at all during the whole day. But in districts like Northeast ISD, you can use them during lunch and the passing periods. If you want to know what your school and district is choosing, you can visit ksat.com for more info. We've got it up all on there. Every district has until September 18th to have their policy set in place. Ernie?
All righty, sir, thank you very much. It is being called the Ghost Deer Investigation. It's one of the biggest deer smuggling cases in Texas history. According to Texas Parks and Wildlife, 24 people have been charged. More than 11 counties were involved, and there are more than 1,400 charges. Among those charged are 2 men from San Antonio, Ken Schlott, who runs multiple deer breeding sites, and Evan Bircher. They are facing both felony and misdemeanor counts tied to illegal deer smuggling and false record tampering.
So take a look right now at the screen. We got all these Wilson County leaders indicted for misusing county property. Now pictured are Precinct 3 Commissioner Jeffrey Pardola and business owner Clinton Wyatt. Auditor Brenda Trevino also accused of overpaying for a semi-truck and selling a county road grader without an auction. Pardola confirmed the indictment but has no comment, calling some details inaccurate. And Trevino, who's running for county judge, and Wyatt did not respond to requests for comment.
All right, let's give you a look at some of your morning headlines here, and a little bit of a warning here for parents. More than 20 states, including Texas, urging the DEA to ban a drug that is known as designer Xanax because it's been linked to several overdose deaths across the country. The powerful and addictive synthetic pill, you're seeing some video right here, is often sold online to teens and young adults, sometimes though laced with deadly fentanyl. Narcan though can reverse fentanyl, but not this synthetic drug, according to experts, and that of course increases the risk of death. Okay, so listen up, folks that like to hit the friendly skies. A new partnership could help travelers get through security faster. Clear is teaming up with the TSA to launch e-gates for Clear Plus members. Instead of showing ID to officers, travelers will now have to use biometric scanners to verify their identity. Very interesting. It's already running in some cities like Atlanta, with Seattle and Reagan also in DC. Next, while it promises to save time, some are obviously worried about privacy. Ernie?
All right, 6:39 now. So our news team here at KSAT has spent the last week plus looking through newly released records about the Robb Elementary School shooting. Now, the information came from the County of Uvalde and the Uvalde School District. Last week, they dropped thousands of pages of documents and hours of video, all related to the tragedy back in May of 2022. In the latest episode of The Conversation, our Stefania Jimenez sits down with KSAT Investigates Daniela Ibarra about what we've learned from all of those records.
You have official documents like this, and you're hoping that it answers some questions, but sometimes it leaves you with more questions. Do you think that that's the case here? I think so. I know for sure in the newsroom we've had some questions after reading through everything. Like I said, it's a team of 5 or 6 of us. So everyone had questions about the portions that they read through or the portions of the video that they actually watched. One of the questions just now that we're talking about the shooter, the fact that he was at risk. I don't know what the school did in the years before to try and help.
So we invite you to watch the latest episode of The Conversation on KSAT.com.
All right, it is 6:40, 74 degrees. Let's go outside with the live cam. Sun's starting to come up. Looks like we got some cloud-free skies this morning. We're getting some updated computer data. We're going to show you what it means for our forecast today and tomorrow. Some better rain chances coming up.
Coming up on GMSA, we're taking you to Hunt ISD, where students are going to be back in the classroom. We're going to talk to a teacher, a counselor, and the superintendent, who are going to tell us how they're getting ready for the new school year.
6:44 today, 200 plus kids will be heading back to school in Hunt ISD this morning. The school was, of course, in the middle of one of the most historic floods in state history back in July. And our Patty Santos has been following the community's journey. She tells us this school year, of course, will be a little different.
Hey there, good morning. We are here at Hunt ISD with the Superintendent Lucy Harmon. Good morning. How are you today?
Good morning.
Happy first day.
Yes, we've been looking forward to this day for a long time, preparing for this day for a long time, so we're so excited that it's finally here.
And I know these classrooms look a lot different than the last time I visited. You guys have been working a lot to make these look like classrooms again.
That's correct. So the last time you were here, we had cots in here for our recovery and response people, and so now we're transformed back into classrooms. We no longer smell like K9 units, and we're ready for the kids to come back.
What are you looking forward to this year?
Well, it's going to be a really special year, first of all, because we have had so many people reach out. We've had, a balloon artist reach out that did all the balloon decorations in the entry for us to make it special when the kids come back.
I know that the focus is going to be on the mental health, not only the students, but the teachers as well, right?
Correct. So we did a lot of work before school to get ready during in-service. So not only providing them with tools on how to work with the kids, but also how to take care of themselves. I mean, we even had a day where we had a masseuse here doing chair massages for the teachers as they got their classrooms ready. And
I know you've seen a lot of these students and these families before school started. So, a lot of them are already kind of comfortable coming in, but now let's get to a routine.
Yes, exactly. And we knew early that it was going to be important for our kids to see each other and our parents to see each other before the first day. We couldn't have today be the first day that everybody sees each other. The first time a lot of our parents walked in the building, they were emotional in the events that we've done before school. And so that was a great icebreaker for us. So we all feel emotionally ready to have a great day.
Well, we hope you have a beautiful new year that, just straight A's for everybody.
Yeah, we're going to have a great year. We appreciate you. We appreciate your presence with us throughout this whole thing. So we appreciate the coverage that you have offered, Patty, and that KSAT has offered. And so thank you for journeying with us on this interesting journey.
It's an honor to be here. And we hope you guys have a great first day. Reporting from Hunt, I'm Patty Santos. We'll send it back to you.
It's good to see how much excitement they are, after what they've been through, trying to get back to that normalcy and get the kids back in the classroom.
Because it's only been, about 7 weeks or so, roughly, and so pretty remarkable. Again, we're sending them positive thoughts today in Hunt ISD.
Okay, RJ, how are our parents and buses doing right now?
All right. Yes, and good vibes to obviously our folks in Hunt and Ingram, Kerrville. Our thoughts, obviously, as you guys are all kind of getting back into school. But here in the San Antonio area, some major delays that we're seeing across town. First of all, east side of town. This is going to be our I-10 West traffic right here at the Loop 410 interchange. Again, east side of town. Let's take you out, show you the map real quick. And we're seeing some buildup here. Again, this is going to be our westbound traffic on 10. There's also this further down the road. That's going to be WW White over on 10 as well. So that's just a bottleneck right now on that side of town. Further south of that, let's take you to this other incident. This is going to be our northbound traffic on 410 at WW White, South WW White, and that actually looked like it may have just cleared out. So again, our Tech Talk crews, our hero crews are very, very busy on this Wednesday morning. We also had an incident earlier, 37. That was going to be our traffic over by the Alamo Dome. Northbound traffic, a little bit of delay there, but the biggest delay we're seeing at the moment, downtown area. Northbound construction downtown. Lower levels are now open, but the outside lanes from South Laredo to I-10 are closed. Cesar Chavez, that entrance ramp is closed as well. And the biggest thing is the ramp from 35 north to I-10 westbound right there, headed to the near northwest side. That is closed as well. So just a lot going on in this one stretch of 35 south of downtown. Let's go to Alex Gomez and Drive Cam and see how things are looking out there. Alex?
Yeah, good morning, RJ. I'm also looking at a delay over here on the northeast side. Check out I-35 northbound right at Randolph Boulevard. And they're wrapping up construction, but it's still going to take some time for them to pick up all of those barrels. So right now, a couple of those right lanes are closed. So I-35 northbound is going to be blocked, or it's going to be slow from Randolph Boulevard all the way down to about Walsham Road this morning. It took me 20 minutes just to get through this area over here. RJ.
All right, thank you very much for that update, Alex. So major delays across the city. And real quick, Justin, I think I know the answer to your question. I'm not going to say it. I don't want to tip anything off, but I think it's a ghost town now, right? Ooh, there we go.
Correct, sir. You are correct. All right, good little hint there by RJ. All right, Hurricane Aaron, let's give you an update here. This is looking a little better than it did yesterday, quite honestly. We'll see if it intensifies a little bit today, but winds are at 100 miles per hour. It's Category 2 storm. It's moving northwest at 13. Will not directly impact land, but as we've been saying, surf and rip tides and all those sort of things are going on along the East Coast. And in fact, there are tropical storm warnings stretching from roughly Wilmington, North Carolina, all the way up to Philadelphia. Reason being, there's going to be some pretty strong winds there today, even if this, the main part of the storm does not technically make landfall. And surf is certainly going to be a problem. So that's what the East Coast will be bracing for today. Aaron will eventually get out of here by this weekend. There is another wave behind that has decent chances of developing. Its track likely takes it right behind Aaron, and we think this will also curve out to the Atlantic, but it is this one. This wave back here, 30% chance as it stands right now, but we're seeing some thunderstorm activity with it, and these are the latest spaghetti models. Now, some take it and do want to try to curve it to the north, while others keep this pretty far south. If it stays on a southern track, this will be one to watch, because if it gets into the Caribbean, then there's a million different scenarios that could play out, and we need to watch it. But it's not developed yet, and we have time to do so. So that'll be kind of the next thing on our list to watch. Outside right now, 74 degrees at the airport, 73 in New Braunfels, some 60s in the hill country. Nice start. Forecast calls for 86 by 10 o'clock. If you're planning out your day, just know rain chances probably hold off until after 3 or 4 o'clock. That's when we start to add the rain chances in 30%. So with that delay in clouds and rain, that'll allow temperatures to get up near 100. It will be very hot. It will be very humid. That much we do know. And we did bring rain chances down just a little bit today because I don't think we're going to see the coverage that we saw yesterday. Let me show you that in our futurecast here. So we fast forward to 3 o'clock. Nothing out there. But by 4 or 5, we do start to see some spotty downpours. And yes, I just don't think we're going to see the coverage that we had yesterday where we had pretty widespread rain. Most of this goes away by 10 p.m. And then as we get into tomorrow, well, we'll have a frontal boundary easy in from the north and east. More energy, more moisture. So I like our odds tomorrow for rain. You definitely have your umbrella with you on your Thursday because this is where we could see some pretty good downpours around the area, some of which could put down some pretty good rain, 1 to 2 inches in some isolated spots. And like yesterday, we could see some gusty winds and some interruptions when it comes to the evening commute or perhaps after school activities. So 30% chance of rain today, better chances 60% tomorrow, 40% still on Friday before rain chances fall off this weekend. Upper 90s both Saturday and Sunday and early next week. And very quick note, there was a report of a landspout out near Del Rio yesterday. Kind of more like think of it more like a dirt devil, but it can create a little bit of damage, rated an EF0. All right, our Just Ask Justin question this morning. On this day in 1886, what major Texas port city was wiped out due to a major hurricane? Was it Gulf City, Victoria, Indianola, or Prairie Bend? Indianola with a huge lead this morning.
I've never seen that word before, so I'm going to pick that one.
Okay.
I can confirm, being born and raised in Victoria, that Victoria was not wiped away,
No,
so I will go with the people and say Indianola.
Yeah, that's the right answer. Yeah. It was one that did a lot of damage, but here's what's kind of wild about it. Indianola was struck by a hurricane 11 years earlier that basically almost wiped out the town. So they rebuilt, and then after this one hit, everyone left. And another hurricane struck a month later. So Indianola was actually a major port in Texas. It was a major hub, and it basically got wiped off the map, and then that's why Galveston became basically the major hub afterwards.
Perfection. Thank you, Justin. 6:53 right now, 74 degrees outside.
We'll be back.
All right, welcome back. 30% chance of rain today, 60% chance tomorrow, and still a 40% chance Friday. So have the umbrella on standby. GMSA Plus is next on all your streaming platforms.